Things to consider when choosing to go with the Ziidi trader on the Mpesa app for buying and selling of shares, stocks in the NSE is that yes, you'll escape the paperwork of getting a CDS account, which also means Safaricom has gotten a CDS account with I believe they are partnering with the likes of Standard Investment Bank, Sanlam, and such. So they get the CDS account on your behalf. And then they are saying, since you trust us, you are our people, we've been having different products with you for years. Now we need you to trust that you are going to buy shares in our CDS account, and everyone will have their individual shares. You'll be seeing them on your portfolio anytime. You will be seeing them anytime you go to the Ziidi Trader platform. You'll be seeing all the shares you buy, all the transactions that you do. The only difference is that because we helped you skip the process of getting a CDS account and got it ourselves, the shares are in our name. Okay, so the shares are in Safaricom name, not yours. So for example, if it's someone like me who already has a CDS account, whatever I will transact in the Ziidi trader, if I buy, let's say, Safaricom shares like maybe 10, 50, 100, when I go to the conventional way that used to be there, I cannot see those 100 shares in my portfolio in the NSC. All right. So when I go through the broker that I use, I will not see those ones. So it's like you have two houses, okay? Two separate houses in two different places, all operating differently. All right. So when you enter into that relationship with Safaricom through the Ziidi trader, it's for life. You just have to trust that your money is safe, those shares are safe in Safaricom's name, not yours. You'll be getting your dividends depending on how much shares you have and of which company and such. You can also sell them, but they are not in your name. You cannot see them when you go through the before process. The CDS, when you go through the CDS account, you cannot see them. You get the difference. Yes, that's the difference between the CDS account process and going through the Ziidi trader. The shares are not in your name. You cannot see them in your current portfolio with your CDS account. So the only way you can opt out if you want to be seeing them in your name in the other account is to sell all the shares that you have at the Ziidi trader. Yeah, so it's a relationship of trust, but cost-wise and ease of transaction, it's a really good one. So just the trust part, that's all. That's like the major difference. Yeah. And when I say price wise, it's good. There are no transaction costs. Maybe this is the Kikuyu in me talking, but as an investor, every coin matters, right? So yeah, you don't have transactional costs because currently you buy from your Mpesa, whatever is in your Mpesa, so it's free. Just like those that use the Ziidi MMF, you don't have transactional charges from Ziidi MMF to Mpesa. In the same spirit, you do not incur transactional charges from your MMF. From your Mpesa when buying your shares in the Ziidi trader. So of course that's a plus cost wise, and also they are pricing at 1.2 to 1.5, or is it 1.6%, you know. So you're not really charged a lot like the traditional way has been. There's always that like 100 bob for most CDS fund managers, or fund. Yeah, for most accounts, there's that 100 bob that you have to pay. And of course, there are the NSC and the CMA statutory fees. So here it's a bit lower. Yeah, it's not that's heavy, especially for those who will be buying in small portions. But I think I will prefer buying in a bit of a larger portion so that you can curb those fees that you have to pay every time you're buying your shares. But so far, what I have seen, the prices, they seem better compared to the traditional CDS way, from the brokers and everything. Yeah. So maybe one way to curb that is to buy in a few thousands, instead of hundreds, because you're still incurring that's 100 bob. Most of them are at 100 bob every time you're buying. Yeah, so maybe if you buy in an upwards of 3,000, 5,000, it's better and such. But like I said, we learn together in my MMF and my shares challenge group, which you are most welcome to join, be part of. Let's grow together. And you come and tell me, after checking everything, are you deciding to stick to the traditional way, going through the CDS paperwork and getting your account, or are you preferring to stick with the Ziidi app, Ziidi trader in the Mpesa app? Technology is coming. We can't always fight it. I think I would recommend it mostly for beginners, as you get the feel, get your feet wet, and then much later you can still have your CDS accounts. I don't know, there's something about seeing these investments in your name, like, I own these are mine. But yeah, you tell me, what's your feel? What's your take? How do you feel about the two methods? Which one are you going with, and why? Like, is prices, those small savings here and there, a motivator enough for you to go with the ZD Trader app? Or are you saying, I want to see my investments in my name? Anytime I go to the NSC, I see all these shares and I know they're in my name. Like, what's the driver for you? What's making you choose one over the other? Or are you going to be playing around with both, which is also a good thing, so that you can see for yourself about like the prices. Let's say you're buying the Safaricom shares, you buy from the ZD Trader app at maybe you're planning to use 1,000 bob to buy, so you buy from 500 from the ZD app trader and another 500 in the using the normal CDS account, and then you compare where did you use more money, and then maybe that will help you be fully decided. I really would also want to see more of my persons with disabilities trying the ZD Trader, and let me know, how is the accessibility? Is it working for you? Because okay, well, I don't use the like maybe the large prints, the talk backs and such, the jaws, all these accessibility features. I would like to know if you're a person with disability, you're visually impaired, either completely blind, short-sighted, or any, and or even a person with albinism, and you have those issues. Perhaps try and see, did it work well with you or for you? Or do you go back to Safaricom and tell them you are leaving out the disability community because it's not really accessible? Yeah, let's talk.